Imagine a life without vision. Now, taking that into consideration, imagine the many challenges associated with being blind. This was a reality for Adelia M. Hoyt. However, her achievements greatly overpowered her challenges. My artifact, titled Unfolding Years, The Events of a Lifetime as Recalled and Written, was a memoir written by Adelia M. Hoyt towards the end of her life and was published in the year of 1950. Hoyt is recognized across the state of Iowa for her extensive hard work and accomplishments within the blind community. Featured on the inside cover of this memoir is a note saying, "To the memory of my beloved sister Emma C. DeGroff, my companion and guide through most of my life's long journeys, whose wise counsel and encouragement has helped me overcome many difficulties." This document was written to reminisce and to share her many accomplishments and simple joys in life during a time of women's suffrage in honor of her beloved stepsister Emma C. DeGroff. Through the many struggles presented in Adelia's life, she always managed to overcome them with her joyous heart. According to IowaBlindHistory.org, dating back to the early 1890s, the Iowa Association of the Blind had some success running the first and very much needed Home for the Blind. This home, located in Des Moines, Iowa, provided residents with very low wages for physical labor. However, after only 8 short years, the facility closed due to complications between the home and the state. After several complaints and battles fought between the state of Iowa and the Iowa Association of the Blind, the new home for sightless women was reluctantly opened on September 1st of 1915. Hoyt was one of the primary women to make this home possible for the blind community. Although her extraordinary work deserves endless praise, Hoyt shows her inner humble attitude through the writing of her short poem titled My Joy. She writes, "Of all the joys that life can bring, there's one I'd choose, if choose I could, and count it best of all the rest, the simple joy of doing good." Doing good was something Adelia took great pride in and will forever be displayed in her extensive work in the Iowa Home of the Blind. You could most definitely consider Adelia a brave female activist of her time. During the 1920s, women had little rights in comparison to men. It was also very uncommon for women to have a job. The early 20th century was a prominent time of women's suffrage movements. Women were fighting for the right to vote and to stand for electoral office. The historical context of Adelia's accomplishments are astounding, considering that this female-ran home provided the blind with a job and a lot of freedom. During a time of many women's rights movements, this home seemingly offered impaired women with more privileges and independence compared to the average housewife. You could most definitely consider her a brave female activist of her time. It amazes me that although Adelia is blind, she is able to enjoy and appreciate the things that are often taken for granted. This memoir is just one of the many pieces of text Adelia had created during her lifetime. Although she was blind, Adelia never let that interfere with her beloved passion to write. Memoirs are a way to recollect a life of events and leave a lasting impression on the lives around you, or sometimes they are simply created in remembrance of one's life. This one in particularly, in remembrance of Emma C. DeGroff.